We are now 2 weeks into the government shutdown, and there seems to be no sign of an end as the White House and congressional Democrats continue their standoff.
Many economists are saying that Americans will soon start to feel the financial impact. And so joining us now to break it down is Craig Bolanos. He is the co-founder and wealth advisor at VestGen Wealth Partners in Inverness and Downers Grove. We are 2 weeks in. It is hard to imagine that people are not feeling this yet.
Ben, Lourdes, listen, everyone's disappointed, but I think to some degree, people are getting used to it. I mean, we've had 21 government shutdowns now over the last 50 years. That's 21 during my lifetime, but I do acknowledge you're starting to see some of the cracks hit Main Street, and Wall Street pays attention to the 15 billion that comes off GDP each week, and maybe as many as 43,000 jobs.
And that's a good point, because while many federal employees won't be receiving paychecks, that means they're not going to be spending money at restaurants likely. They're not going to be, buying new household items. But there's also like contractors and other people who do business with the federal government that get impacted, right?
Well, no, Ben, Lourdes, you're absolutely right. I mean, my son works for the Department of Defense, Department of War. He's deemed essential, and he's going to work without a paycheck. And through budgeting, he and his wife can last for only so long. Then you have all of the contractors, all of the contract employees and their employees in those ecosystems who aren't getting paid. So to keep the engine running, small business has to borrow money. And then away from that, I think the big danger is just what it's always about. I call it the wealth effect, which is consumer confidence. If people feel confident in government, if people feel safe, if people feel secure about the future, they tend to spend money. But the longer something drags out, the more likely confidence gets shaken, and that would be difficult for the U.S. economy that relies on consumerism.
Yeah. And even right now, we're seeing there's not too much confidence because we've seen the price of gold go up, and that's usually a big indicator. When do you think this could have sort of long-term permanent damage to the economy?
Well, I think all of us have to look at what's happened recently. I mean, that most recent shutdown that I remember was December of 18, extending into early 19, and it was about 35 days. Let's hope that this shutdown goes less than 35 days, not more than 35 days, because if I think we get past that window, there's going to be some unintended consequences that no one would have foreseen, but everybody can expect. And again, that most important one being the wealth effect and the trickle down effects of this government shutdown for furloughed workers.
So if you're somebody who relies on Social Security or food stamps or other government programs, those keep operating, right?
Well, Ben, you're right. I mean, there is good news. I want everyone to know Social Security checks are still going to flow. Medicare is still going to process, but there is going to be some pain. You've done a great job of reporting on that in WGN for certain local agencies, state agencies that do receive some federal funding. Where's the money going to come from? But for all these essential services, air travel, defense, Social Security, Medicare, the wheels will continue to spin.
Yeah, so the biggest impact right now is we've been reporting non-essential workers. That's where we're seeing some of the shutdowns, maybe museums, federal agencies that aren't operating the way they normally would. Craig Bolanos, we appreciate your time.
Great to be with you as always.
All right, and you can check out more at getretiredstayretired.com. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.